Kia ora, Capricorns. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. This is your reading. We're in between that full moon and Scorpio with 6 days or so time. We've got that new moon coming up in Taurus, so we're in between. We're in between that axis. So let's see what's on the storyboard today. Take what resonates, as always, leave what doesn't, and check out any other titles that may well stand out for you. Your ascendant, your moon, if you know what they're in also. So let's see. We always clarify. And as always, take what resonates and just leave what doesn't here. So we're picking for you, Capricorn, a rock, mineral and crystal card. We're just going to put it face down there. See what that holds, if any, relation to this reading. So let us get into it. We've got the Page of Pentacles coming out here. Often I think, well, the Page is a messenger of swords. Messages coming through. A very reliable Page of Pentacles, and almost prepares the ground. It's not like a sudden message. It's part of a process. It's been going on, if that makes any sense. So part of a process. As time moves on, we get more insight, don't we? So we start out, Capricorn, with the Page here, Page of Discs, Pentacles. We then have the King of Swords coming up behind that page with a big sword of what would be deemed sort of, clarity and truth, revealing, what other words are out there for clarity? Sorting the chaff from the oats in some ways. So it's a very mentally sharp, sometimes verbally sharp, if this is someone in your life. We're talking about, clearing the vista, the landscape, so we're seeing pretty clearly here. Could be aspects of yourself, Capricorn, but as I said, we always go through and clarify, and often it's that King of Swords is like, sweeping through, the smell of leather armour. I always get that with that King of Swords in the Morgan Greer deck. But so we've got the Page, yep, reliable, yep, all of that wonderful, sturdy, stable stuff, potentially a message. We've got the clearing and the cleaning aspects of the King of Swords, the verbal sharpness sometimes. We then have the Five of Wands. So this is sort of like beating a rug to see what lies underneath it, or lifting it up. Just testing some boundaries, even a little bit of conflict is important often to really ascertain boundaries, to make them quite clear. And it's necessary, isn't it, for conflict resolution, all of that sort of stuff. So the Five of Wands is sort of not like a serious battle of any kind, but it's a little bit banging up against a bit of resistance of sorts. Conflict resolution, all of that good stuff. Just pushing to see what the limits are here for someone, or whatever it is. And then we have the wonderful Ten of Discs. Look, we're talking about the root chakra here. We're talking foundation of from where you came. all the loyalties and values of family, the seeing this in your world, the physical world, the wealth of that, what that means to you, how you value it. Have your values changed? Have your loyalties shifted? All these things happen over a life, don't they? But and we're looking at that sort of familial inheritance, that things get passed down the line. But those 10s are really the fruit, like you're the fruit of the family tree, fruit on the bough of the tree. It's in this dense world. We can see it, we can smell it, all of that. It's a wonderful card. So let's go through, we'll clarify. Capricorn, we shall clarify with the Thoth deck today. Let's have a look. Page of Pentacles, this very reliable character. Very reliable. See if we can get something actually to jump for a change. Page of Pentacles for Capricorn. Well, it's always the way. We get the Prince of Discs, which is the Page of Pentacles in the Thoth deck. I love this card because we see the background of this prince. The globules of nitrogen or whatever, the soil is cooking. And it's really taking off. And, there's a wonderful stamina involved. It's a very Taurian card. Wonderful stamina here. We prepare the ground. And it takes time. Nothing is immediate. Nothing is instant. So it's like, whatever you're wanting to bring in, for some of you, there's preparation is everything, isn't it? That's what house painters always say, don't they? And it is. Preparation is everything. It makes things easier as we move further along in whatever it is we're creating or wanting to create or bring into form. So it's all kind of interesting. What about this, new growth? Moving somewhere that's a little bit calmer. We've got the Six of Swords coming out here. In my mind, an invulnerable kind of card. We've got traditionally, moving across water. Not necessarily seen by anyone else, but we're moving to a calmer place, a better place psychologically. And as I always have to mention, because I love it, the fact that when Lady Frida Harris interpreted these cards, this particular tarot, she describes all of the markings in the six. Now remember that the six is in that middle area on the tree of life. So we're talking beauty and harmony and really good balance here. She speaks of all the markings in the background as the defensive positions when we are fencing, parrying forward. It's kind of, I did that at school. I think, it's kind of a fun thing to do. But so I see it as a very invulnerable card. We're looking at swords too here, swordies, the mind. It's nice. Six of Swords. Moving to a more conducive port. Whether it's, as I said, emotionally, mentally, or physically. Let's look at the Five of Wands. Five of Wands, right. Maybe one more, do you think? Looking at that, we're banging our wands up against, testing the boundaries, all of that stuff. Now, we have the Seven of Swords. We know what the Seven of Swords is. excuse me, we're talking about, thief in the night. We're talking about not being able to kind of say or take action to get the things that we need or we want. We just go around the back door and take it. So we're not being really that upfront here. I'm not suggesting that's you, Capricorn, but there is that kind of a bit sneaky manipulation within the Seven of Swords. It just shows you how helpful particular swords can be and how helpful it is to recognize manipulative behaviors either within yourself or others. But with that, we've got the Nine of Wands, which is a wonderful card called Strength. In the Thoth deck, this is holding a tension here. We're keeping something within a boundary line. Luminaries, we're holding a tension between that great cycle, the movements between, solar energy and the moon. This is a tension that is held until we get to the 10. What's the 10 of Wands? We let go of that burden. Just for the time being, we hold that tension. There's a reason for it in terms of, for one thing, timing. And now we'll just see this 10 of discs, wealth, surrounded by what our resources are, physical, people, coin. We have two things here. We have the Emperor, so a very strong position, could be a male figure, in your life, could be aspects of yourself, Capricorn, that's quite strong, isn't it? This sort of authority. We are our own authority, after all. No one else is, are they? Even though we deal with the sort of restrictions in terms of the way, the system in which we live. But, there's a wonderful benevolence about the Emperor. We're looking at the cohesiveness of families, of connections, loyalties are very strong here. And we have another beautiful 6 of discs, a card of generosity, of free flow, in that we know if we can retain, generosity, it is something that we benefit from as others do. There's a kind of balance and there's a flow in that. Sometimes, it can get a little bit out of whack, but I mean, in the sense that we don't feel that generous, right? Or we just channel it to here, there, and there, but we don't accommodate anything else. But generally speaking, it's a beautiful card of success comes through that, comes from being in that flow, of generosity of heart and mind, and purse, because we can't ignore the aspect that it is a disc. Now, Capricorn, if this makes any sense whatsoever, let us get a glimmer from the fairy folk. All right, so there's a time zone. There's not a timing here, but there is a sort of preparation somehow, or that has been going on. We have a sense of moving to a calmer place. We're still having to lay down some firm sort of boundaries of sorts. And we have an emphasis at the end here on family and the resources of the family. But in some ways, there is a timing involved here. We are only looking at this point, in time. So we have Pixie and Fairy folks. Geo the Slow, this is about being a bit zen on it and accepting that, things happen in their own time. And they do. And sometimes we just have to slow down a bit. A recognition of that, Geo the Slow. And we also have this beautiful, like an ace card, the Singer of Initiation, isn't it? Yeah, Singer of Initiation. So maybe just go with go with the flow at the moment, Capricorn. There is a process to it. And it's playing out. Now, what do we got? Selenite, great moon kind of selenite. We have psychic insights, blessings, fidelity, and deep connection. Beautiful, isn't it? Deep connections. So on that note, I hope you got something from this today, Capricorn. And take good care. Probably 6 days, 7 days time, we'll be in again for the new moon in Taurus. It's quite a big earthy new moon. So we shall sign off now. Take good care. Ka kite, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for your likes and subscribes. Bye for now, Capricorn.